By noon, the calls started. First from my mom, then my brother, then my dad. I didn't answer any of them. I just watched the screen light up over and over until it finally went silent. Then came the texts. Short, panicked, confused. Mortgage payment bounced. Is there something wrong with your account? Did you change cards? Call me, now. I didn't reply. I couldn't. Every message felt like a tug at the same invisible chain I'd spent the night cutting. Around 3 p.m., my mom finally sent one that made me stop scrolling. I don't know what's going on, but if this is about last night, you're being childish. Childish. That word hit harder than I expected. I'd spent my entire adult life trying to prove I wasn't. The promotions, the long hours, the weekends spent fixing their problems instead of living my own. None of that had ever been enough. The truth was, they only saw me as responsible when it benefited them. The moment I made a decision they didn't approve of, I was a selfish kid again. I turned my phone face down and sat on the couch. The house felt too quiet. I realized I'd built this entire space to be something they'd approve of. Neutral tones, expensive furniture, nothing too bold. Suddenly, it all felt staged, like I'd been living in someone else's idea of success. I ordered takeout and ate it straight from the container. No table setting, no pretense. It felt strangely liberating. Around sunset, there was a knock on the door. I didn't even need to look through the peephole. It was my mother. She didn't waste time with small talk. She asked if my bank had been hacked. I told her no. Then she asked why all the payments were canceled. I said it was because I was done. She looked at me like I'd spoken another language. Done with what? I told her I was tired of being the only adult in the family. Tired of fixing things that shouldn't be mine to fix. Tired of being thanked only when they needed something. She didn't argue. She just stared, her mouth tight, her eyes flicking around the room like she was searching for proof that I'd lost my mind. Then she said, almost softly, "We never asked you to do all that." That was the part that broke me, because it was true, in a way. They never asked. They just expected. And I kept giving, thinking that if I gave enough, maybe I'd finally feel like part of something. After she left, I sat in the dark for a long time. I wasn't angry anymore, just hollow. I checked my email before bed. 47 unread messages. Most of them automatic notifications about failed payments and account changes. The rest were from my family. My brother wrote that I'd ruined everything. My dad's message was just one line. "We thought you were better than this." I closed my laptop and tried to sleep, but my mind kept circling the same question. What if they were right? What if I wasn't better than this? Then another thought crept in. What if I finally was? The next morning, I woke up to silence again, but this time it wasn't peaceful. It was heavy. The kind that fills every corner of a room and reminds you that something has changed for good. I made coffee and opened my banking app, almost out of habit. The balance looked strange, higher than I'd seen in months. For years, it had been a blur of withdrawals and transfers, endless lines of expenses that weren't even mine. Seeing it still felt wrong, like looking at money that didn't belong to me even though it did. I closed it and tried to focus on work. But concentration wasn't possible. My email pinged every few minutes. Mortgage companies, utility providers, schools, they were all asking for updated payment information. I could almost hear the chaos spreading through my family's week. Around 10 a.m., my brother showed up. He didn't even knock properly, just banged on the door until I opened. He looked furious, the kind of anger that hides fear. He demanded to know what was wrong with me. And if you don't want to wait for part 2, you can watch the full story on my YouTube channel. Just click share, then more, and then click the YouTube link here on my profile, or search for the channel Cooper Reddit on YouTube.